Hey there everyone, this is Leia, and in this video I'll be demonstrating a 10-card Celtic cross spread reading. I know that there are many tutorials already on how to read the cards in a Celtic cross, but there are some differences in the way it's conducted depending on who's doing the reading, so you may still take something away from this video if you're a beginner. I will be doing an actual reading while presenting the lesson, and the focus is on the current challenges that someone I know is experiencing. I used a standard Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the Radiant Rider-Waite in fact, to make it easier for anyone learning tarot right now to follow along. Let's say you're following the Rider-Waite-Smith system. In my personal opinion, it doesn't matter in what order you lay down the cards, as long as you know which position stands for what. And I say this because, depending on who's doing it, the order is different when a Celtic cross spread is laid out. So, different readers have different ways of reading the Celtic cross or laying out a Celtic cross spread. I also want to say at this point that those who are interested in booking a reading with me will get an idea of my style in this video. I take the insightful approach where I help you become conscious of what's getting in your way, so you can see what changes you can make to improve your situation. Some people who are unfamiliar with how readings work sometimes think that a session is filled with predictions, but that's not necessarily the case. And I can do a video in the future on what to expect in a reading. So let's start. Sometimes when I'm not filming a video actually, I put the cards face up immediately, so I get a snapshot of the themes running through a reading. Because I don't want the cards that we haven't gotten to distract us from where we are though, I will flip them over one by one, and we'll explore the bigger picture later. The first card, which is this one right here, signifies the focus of the reading. So I'll just get this out of the way first and flip this over. And so we have the Five of Cups. It appears that there was a loss that had a strong emotional impact. I'd say that it's quite possible this loss is what started the chain of challenges currently being experienced. This card does advise you, though, to take a look around you for the good that remains. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the difficult aspects of life that we are blinded to the existence of other options. And you can see that. The figure is sad because of these cups right here. It's the crying over spilled milk card. But he doesn't see that there are still cups standing upright right here. And the second card, which is the one that was crossing the first, is the Six of Swords. The card in that position, being what crosses you, is either a further explanation of the focus of the reading, or it shows what's getting in your way. And it appears to me that you've become responsible for other people. You are the one they depend on. Typically, the Six of Swords stands for going on a trip, but I encourage you to listen to your intuition and to tailor the card interpretations to your current reading. And what this tells me is, the person I'm reading, it falls on her to make sure that these other people reach their destination, metaphorically speaking. And then this card underneath is about the unconscious influences. This is something you aren't particularly aware of, or even if you are, you may choose to not pay much attention to it. Our card in this position is the Seven of Pentacles. This tells me that you've worked very hard or put a lot of effort out there, and yet you feel like you're not getting what you hoped out of it. Either you have nothing to show for all your hard work, quite possibly because the fruits of your labor go to other people, or you just don't think the payoff for everything you've been doing matches your efforts. So if this stands for unconscious influences, the card on top stands for the conscious influences. And in that position, we have the King of Swords. It appears to me that you wanted to be proactive in this situation. You thought at first that it was something you could easily handle. You didn't want to feel like you were being selfish by not helping out or taking on a lot of responsibilities, so you took matters into your own hands, which, as we know, has resulted in what feels like a lot of difficulties for you at present. So we'll go over more insights later when we flip all the cards over. For now, let's move to the next card, which is the one to the left. This one right here. This card is about the past as it relates to your current situation. And it is the Two of Wands. This shows me that you've been waiting for quite some time now for your situation to improve. You feel like you've done everything on your part, so all you can do is see what happens next, and yet I'm getting the sense that it hasn't been enough to create the outcome you've been longing for. And so if that was the past, the card on the right stands for the immediate future. A little side note here, nothing is written in stone, as many of you probably believe or know. So if you don't like the energies of this card, work on making changes that will lead to a different result. And it is the King of Wands. The King of Wands indicates to me that you'll still have responsibilities in the near future where the well-being of others appears to depend on you. But I see a noticeable difference between the King of Wands and the King of Swords, who is this card right here. That's the King of Swords, who indicated to me that you did, in the beginning of all this, what seemed to make the most sense at the time. The King of Wands, on the other hand, looks to me in this reading to be more empowered, in that he is in the position to inspire others to act. And this is perhaps what you are being advised to do. Not to shoulder everything, but maybe to ask for more help. And our seventh card, at the bottom most right, is how you feel being in this situation. Our card in this position is the Six of Pentacles. On the surface, it might appear that you are symbolized by this person giving to the less fortunate. But intuitively, I am getting that these people receiving the goods from that guy could also be you. And by this, I mean this is how you feel. You want to be on the receiving end after giving of yourself so much that the balance of give and take is very much off. You long so badly for support, for relief. Card number 8, we're moving upwards in that direction, shows what you are attracting from the outside. This means the people involved in the situation or those in your immediate environment. And we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is about sharing. The fact that this is a Cups card tells me that emotions and relationships are involved. So it could be that you caring a great deal is what led you to your current situation. If you notice, I always bring it back to the first card, and that's because that is the center of the reading. All the other cards relate to it. By the way, the Six of Cups is also connected to nostalgia. So you can ask yourself if you've taken on these responsibilities, perhaps out of a sense of duty, like you feel you have to. Moving on to card number 9. This is about the querent's greatest hopes and or fears. You'll know which one through your intuition when you flip the card over. And this is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is about being at that point in your journey where you can sit back and marvel at all you've accomplished. You wish to have a feeling of security, but as we know, you haven't quite gotten to that point yet where you can just step back, and this may be scary for you because you feel like you can't predict when the end of your challenges will come. So card number 10 is either the outcome, or as the reader, you can turn it into a piece of encouraging advice to give your client. We have number 10 from the Major Arcana, Wheel of Fortune. And you know, this is a great card for this particular reading to fall in the outcome spot. Wheel of Fortune is about how life changes. Life may have its downs, but it also has its ups. Seasons change and time passes by. You can't be in the same situation forever, no matter how long it feels you've been there. The wheel will turn. And this is the moment I step back so I can see all the energies that come into play in this reading. I see, for instance, that we have a predominance of cards from the Suit of Cups. There are 3, and this means that emotions and relationships are involved in these challenges our querent is experiencing. So the 3 cups are the very first card, this one, and that one. I also noticed that there are several number 6 cards, 3 of them, from the Minor Arcana. The 6s that show up in this reading are all about support and sharing, so these appear to be other major themes in this reading. There's one of the 6s, another one, and another one. There is only one Major Arcana card, Wheel of Fortune, the 10th one, which certainly causes me to give it a second look. The fact that it is the outcome card is very encouraging, so don't be disheartened, regardless of how much you feel you've struggled. Things will turn around for you. Another thing I'd like to add is, in person, this reading would be very interactive. I like letting my clients look at each image on the cards, or in the spread as a whole, and they can receive their own insights that way. So to my querent, please do just that. Go over this video again, look at the pictures on the cards, and see what jumps out at you. The reader, after all, serves as the facilitator of the session, but the person asking for the reading sometimes is in a better position to understand with greater depth the messages that show up in the cards. So at this point, I want to do a bonus. I pulled 3 oracle cards, each one from a different deck, as encouraging messages my querent can take away from this reading. Although I will be likely doing a separate video on using both tarot and oracle cards together. So this is something that you can do. Everyone who's watching this video as a lesson or as a tutorial, add oracle cards after the reading to give your client something positive to take away or some action steps. Let me show you each card first before I deliver my interpretation. The very top card is from the Les Vampires Oracle deck. This is Discipline. Training, consistency, practice. The middle card is from Oracle of the Mermaids. Air. Breathing deep, entering into life, exchange of life-bringing energies. And the bottom card is from the Angel Therapy Oracle card deck. You are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. So it appears that you are being told by the Discipline card to hold yourself together. Don't give in to any negative ideas that might be popping into your head about the situation you are in. Just take a deep breath, step back a little bit, and see the situation with fresh eyes, as though you weren't in your shoes but are another person entirely, someone who's detached. It appears that this is how you will get fresh insights and solutions. The card, You Are Profoundly Clairvoyant, says that you being naturally sensitive means that you can perceive things most others cannot. Start trusting that part of yourself more. I know it sounds simplistic, but when you can find quiet time, take it and see your situation not from a worried perspective. Instead, approach it coming from a place of peace, so that you can find answers that leave you feeling peaceful as well. And that's it for this tutorial/reading. I hope that everyone who watched this took something away from it. Like I said, the Celtic cross is done several different ways, and my way is something I've been using for many years now, since I started reading cards back in 1997. But that might not necessarily work for you. Still, it would give me great pleasure if you took away some tidbits at least from this video. And to the person I did the reading for, I am keeping you in my thoughts and hoping for the best with you. The reading was especially for you, so go ahead and go over different parts of this video as you feel is necessary. Even with the passing of time, you could still be picking up new thoughts and ideas here and there from this video. So to everyone, thank you for watching and subscribing. I'll be back really soon with more videos. Bye for now and namaste!